I love that song, y'all. Good morning. Rise and shine. It's High Priestess Jamila. How y'all doing this morning? So, first of all, happy super blue moon. Okay. I am running a 50% off special for all of my readings. So you guys can go to the website if you want to get my reading. If you want to get an accurate, authentic psychic reading for 50% off, you guys can go to the website or Cash App me. Okay. And you can schedule at any time that you want. Okay. All right. So, I want to talk about something real quick. And I have not had my coffee today yet. But we got to talk about this. And, you know, I'm going to tell y'all something. Hello. Good morning, Miss Elegant Roses. Hello, sweetie. Blessed be. I slept so good. and you know, I gotta talk to y'all about something. And it's serious, but it's still very funny to me because I am a witch. And it would be a very rare occurrence that people, even a group of people, could actually carry out a conspiracy against a person. And if y'all look it up, y'all do know that conspiracies are illegal. Okay? It is actually illegal to get together and have conversations and plot and scheme against another person. It is actually illegal. It is. And I actually had people trying to, it was like a full fledged conspiracy. And it's still going on. However, none of them have good things coming for them. They don't. Because you just don't plot conspiracies against witches. You just don't do it, especially me, because I am that witch. And now I'm going to tell y'all something. Okay. People that are plotting a conspiracy against you, the problem is that they are never going to admit to it. They're not. Because they can't admit to it. Because if they admit to that, they are admitting to participating in an organized crime action. They are actually admitting to being a part of organized crime. And that would be pretty devastating because, they could go to jail. Plotting a conspiracy against somebody is factually criminal. Okay? It's actually a crime. And I have been sitting back watching these people be a part of this conspiracy, try to carry out this conspiracy to try to defame, to try to do harm, um, to try to ruin lives than sitting back and watching them. And all I can tell you is that God is good. And I don't, a lot of y'all, when you have certain things happening, some of y'all, when y'all come to me, the way my spirits will look at the situation is that it is a conspiracy. And it's not a government conspiracy, it's a community conspiracy. It's people in your community that got together, and it may not be in your neighborhood because none of my neighbors have ever had anything to do with it. It's strictly been internet and online. However, it's still wrong. And I'm gonna tell you something. If you going through something like that, having a witch work for you is so detrimental. And the reason why is because just the simple act or nature of a group of people could possibly tear someone down. It could. It could make the person feel isolated, helpless, hopeless, depressed. It actually could drive a person to madness, having people do a conspiracy against them. So, for me, I actually prophesized the conspiracy years ago. I did see it coming, but the way I saw it was a bunch of zombies, is the way that I saw it. And then it manifested somehow. Um, I think it's a way of, I think that it is a criminal's way of harming someone without actually believing that they are doing harm. But it is very harmful. But if you got the right support system, you'll be okay. And there was all sorts of tactics that they tried to use against me. Like, you see the definition of conspiracy in the thumbnail. What is a conspiracy? When two or more people get together and plot and scheme against a person. That's all that it takes to be involved in a conspiracy against a person. And that's exactly what they did. Messaging each other, plotting and planning what they're going to do, plotting and planning what they're going to say, what smear campaigns they're going to do, how they're going to do it, what they think the outcome is going to be, how they think that you're going to react to it. They want to try to guess what you're going to do emotionally, how you're going to feel. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe, because I've been dealing with a conspiracy for 10 years and still living life, still running my business, still thriving. I had issues with my landlord. Yeah, that sucked. But otherwise, I'm still thriving. And I believe that if something like that is happening, do I believe that the police are going to necessarily help you? It's a possibility. I think that the way that you have to have that done is via an attorney, right? And I've never had any reason or felt any reason previously to hire an attorney, until I realized that there was someone that was just obsessed with the conspiracy. This person was obsessed with it and kept coming for my children, kept coming for my son. And, I said, no, this has got to end. So the law is going to be properly bought into it, because when you have been through something like that, you do want justice in the court. You want law justice. You don't just want, because they're still up to it. Especially it seems like they'll never stop, right? And as stupid as it looks, it still was pretty bad because of the fact that they still follow me around from every social media account to the next, still saying the same thing, the same lies that were a part of their conspiracy. And it was the whole thing, defamation of character. Last night, because my spirits, they lead me to everything that they looking at, right? So last night, I go to one of the conspirators' channels, and I see that there's some dude. He looks like he's on drugs, named LC Smith. And my spirits are like, yeah, we're adding him to the list. Anybody that conspired against me, and especially that continues to do it, is getting wrath. So, it's just one of those things to where you can't be in your feelings about it, though. And then if you have something like that going on, you have to deal with what is called energy, the negative energy from those people. And, I've heard horror stories about people having conspiracies within their family. People are junk. People are garbage. I've had people contact me and they'll tell me things that their ex-husband's family is doing, or their ex-husband's ex, or their husband, their current husband's ex. And my spirits will be like, wow, what's up with all these people committing conspiracies against people? What is up with that? Well, those people are lost. They don't really have any identity, right? But they can really, really, really have a negative impact against a person. And you can't let them. My thoughts of it, because a lot of people, they try to play holier than thou, especially being that I am a witch. I don't practice witchcraft. I am a witch. Okay. There is a very big difference between somebody that practices witchcraft and somebody that is a witch. And so they they are trying to take your life, but they know that they can't do anything to harm you. And I think that what they try to avoid is the wrath, but they can't avoid it. It's sick. The acts that they commit are very, very sick. And they will try to bring spirituality, either religion or witchcraft, into it. They will try to do that. And, at the moment that they do that, this is when you have every right to defend yourself. You have every right to defend yourself. You don't have to sit back and take that. And what they want you to do is react, they want you to react in a way to where you're in your feelings and you feel some kind of empathy. They want your identity to be skewed. And this is how you can tell, because they repeat the same thing over and over and over again. And you got to understand that anybody that is a part of a conspiracy against you is more than likely, they don't have nothing to live for. They are joyless. They're sad, first of all. Do you feel sorry for them? No, you don't. Conspiring against a person is a crime. You don't feel sorry for a criminal that's committing a crime towards you, do you? Oh, I'm so sorry you're lost. Love and light. No. And it does happen to spiritual people, mainly healers. Okay. My spiritual profile is that of a healer. And I do tend to I can be somewhere and just have someone walk up to me and just start telling me their problems. It's been happening to me my entire life. Okay. It's just that I decided I might as well get paid for it. Okay. Seriously, I might as well make a living out of it. Because it just seems like that's just the way that it is. And so just know that sometimes when you're jumping on a bandwagon, you jumping on a bandwagon of destruction for yourself. This is the reason why I have never been a follower my entire life, because people that are followers like that, they usually don't have things work out to their advantage in life. They don't. It's not going to work out. Eventually, the ball has got to drop on those people. Eventually. And it will. I think the main aspect of it is that it could be a really bad stress factor. And this can happen on the job. People, like I said, people are garbage. People can get together and do the most vile and disgusting things. Okay. And, you know, carrying out a conspiracy against a person is one of them, because, guess what? You're bullying that person. You are pretty much causing that person to have to defend themselves, to have to be on the defense because of what you're doing. And that person has to have proper spiritual defense. They do. That's something that at the end of the day, you have to know how to protect yourself from negative energy. When you look around at some of the things that people have done, those things are a conspiracy that they've done. Whether or not if they've gotten together to fight you physically, or if they got together to take from you, or if they got together to do some kind of smear campaign, it's considered to be a conspiracy. And the thing of it is that you have to deconstruct that conspiracy, and you don't have to even think about it. Deconstruct it, tear it down, destroy it. Especially if you're an innocent person, it's a lot of good people out there that are being attacked by bad people. That's what bad people do. Bad people get together, conspire against people, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Feel happy, feel lucky, because there's been things that have happened to people. People have been jumped, people have been killed before by people like this. So, and so you want to feel lucky that they can't do anything to you, because they can't do anything to physically harm you. They can't. And they're upset about that too, because they want to physically harm you. And you have to recognize it as a conspiracy. You want to take it seriously, but then again, you don't. That's the crazy part about it, because if you take it to heart, that can be very, very stressful on you. It could be very stressful, especially if you are an empath. It can be devastating to a person's mind if they are not ready to deal with something like that. And there's a lot of people that will go nuts. They'll go crazy because of that. They'll develop all sorts of mental illnesses. Anxiety typically being the worst one, because but anxiety is pretty much your mind's way sometimes of telling you that something ain't right, something's going on. You know what I mean? But there have been people that have went crazy. There have been people that have conspiracy, stalking, all of that stuff can falsely induce symptoms of mental illness, though, is what they can do. And this is when you have to protect yourself against what is called psychic attacks. A psychic attack is where someone can sense that someone is possibly plotting against them. You can sense them talking about you. And if you're someone that is very spiritually gifted, or you are an empath, it could literally have such a devastating impact on your life. And for me, I feel that if it's not meant for something like that to drive you crazy, it's just not. And I really, really wish people would stop doing this and realize that um that it's wrong. To don't do that to another person. What's wrong with you? And a lot of them, because here's the thing about it, is that I believe in the afterlife, but I also believe that not everybody has control over their afterlife. I believe that there are some people that are so delusional that they will believe something, and they'll believe it and believe it, but none of it will be the truth. They will. Because a lot of these people are religious and they think they're going to heaven. I can promise you that if you are carrying out conspiracies against, especially if you think you're doing it for religious reasons, I've tried to educate Christians on the Bible. Christians of all calibers, it doesn't matter whether or not they are a conservative Christian or one of those other types of Christians that, you know what I'm saying, are kind of slimy in nature. It doesn't matter. You are not supposed to be questioning or trying to judge somebody outside of your church. That's the one thing. That's how you get a Christian. A Christian that is trying to judge you, a Christian that is trying to attack you, punish you, berate you. Okay. It's not that you're following the Bible. It's just that it simply says in their Bible that they're not supposed to judge someone outside of their congregation. They're not supposed to try to judge somebody outside of their church. If you're not a part of their church, if you have not joined their church, they have no right to punish you or to do anything to you, especially you witches. You know, let me tell you something. Y'all know this, the saying, never suffer a witch to live. They're talking about witches that might be in their congregation. If you're not a part of their congregation, then they can't touch you. They're not supposed to be saying anything to you. If you don't agree, they can't mess with you. But see, here these days, a lot of them are doing desperate things apparently because they want people to join their churches and they want people to, convert to Christianity. Even though you've never been a Christian, it's not a part of who you are. And it's not going to do you any good to be a Christian because they've already said, well, I'm not going to get into the biblical thing really because it's, to me, it's pointless. To me, it's pointless to even talk about it. It's like I said, I asked that young lady, I said, why are you Christian for spiritual reasons, but it's not helping you spiritually? Why would you do that? Okay. Clearly, you're not getting any healing, you're not getting any benefits. So, what would be the point? Is it because somebody told you that this is the only way to be accepted by society? I don't get it, but whatever. You know what I mean? But technically, they're not supposed to be talking to or about anybody outside of their church. It doesn't matter if your parents were Christian. You don't have to conform to that. Once you reach adulthood, you have the right to go whatever direction you want to go. You don't have to do that. And then, of course, I do believe that there's other things that are involved with that. Like, for example, one thing that can be involved is certain spirits that, um, because apparently, from what I've read in the Bible, slavery is condoned. So some of y'all do have, what is, in my opinion, people in your life that are selling you out, or at least trying to give you over to that indoctrination or trying to surrender you because people are garbage. They think they have the right to sell you, like almost like, tag you, put you in that situation. But in reality, and this is where you have to keep calm. You have to stay calm. You have to keep calm. And you definitely have to do your spiritual work. Years ago, I did work. I said that, I knew it was a conspiracy against me. And I said, I did the work and I buried it in the earth. I said, whatever conspiracy this is against me, it will never, ever prosper. It will never, ever, ever work out for those people. And once I did that, even though I've had to do quite a bit of spiritual defense because these people were adamant, they were adamant about it. But in reality, because the things that they're saying is not the truth, because it's all made up, you have every right to defend yourself. Even if you made a mistake years ago, you know what I'm saying? You notice how they, you know, and I'm not. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about raping somebody or molesting somebody. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you may have made a minor infraction or a mistake or something. You know what I'm saying? And they try to make a big deal about it. And typically conspiracies are started by people that are jealous of you. So it's quite a bit of evil eye that you have to deal with. And they will try to spiritually attack you. I personally would not I personally would not be I would not be silent about it, and I would not be nice about it if I were you. Okay, if somebody or a group of people is plotting against you, please understand that those people deserve death because because let me tell you why they deserve death. Because in reality, they are actually plotting against your life. Because they will plot against your job if you have one. They will plot against your children. So these people can have a dire effect on your life. They can have a devastating effect on your life. I am of an opinion that their life is worthless. People that are doing that, their life is pointless and worthless. The whole world ain't garbage to me. Those people are garbage. I don't see them as having any value. So for me as a witch, I just ask my spirits to take them out. I'm not gonna see, and people think that I'm a bad person for saying that, but you're not a bad person. That's just like if y'all remember that movie True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's one of my favorite actresses. He really is. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. My mother did too. If y'all remember in that movie True Lies, when his wife found out that he was a literal spy, you know what I'm saying? Like he was literally like he was badass in that movie. And she knew that he was up to something. She knew that something was going on, but she wasn't sure what it was. And I think she thought he was cheating on her or something. But in reality, Arnold in the movie, he was like somebody that took care of the bad guy. And she asked him, she said, "Have you ever killed anybody?" And he was like, "Yeah, but they were all bad." That's exactly how I look at it. And a lot of people think that I'm harsh. I believe that a group of people that stalk and terrorize a woman and her little babies and her children and try to ruin their lives and their reputations, I believe that those people deserve death. Okay. In fact, I believe that in some cases, it is in the best interest of the people that they harm for those people to get up out of here. I don't believe that they deserve life. And I stand on that. I stand on that conviction and I don't give a damn. Maybe it's because I'm a devotee to Santa Martha. Maybe that's why. She doesn't, she believes the same thing. And you plotting against innocent people, lying on them, harassing them, attacking them, attempting to bully them, attempting to tear them down. You are not deserving of life. And they can try to justify it with religion all they want. But again, you have to remind them, hey, um, yeah, no, um, I'm not a part of your church or your congregation. I would never join anybody's church. Never. What do I look like to you? I wouldn't join a church, let alone their church. So that doesn't apply to you. It doesn't. If it's not your religion, if you don't agree with it, and then you're not a part of their church, they supposed to be doing that stuff to people within their church. It's very simple. It says it. I think it's John or something. One of those Bible verses in there says that they not supposed to be harassing people outside of their church. Now, if somebody is a part of a church, then they can have Shangri-La on that person. That person signed up for it. I personally wouldn't. That's why I take the left hand path. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna have nothing to do with that mess. You know what I'm saying? And so do I believe that those people? Do I believe that you are entitled to vengeance against people that conspire against you? Absolutely. Absolutely. And if and until they admit to what they're doing, those people deserve to be cursed. They don't deserve a break. Do as many curses as you feel you need to do against them people, especially if it's a group of people. A group of people harassing and attacking a woman or a child. That's disgusting. To me, you are you are a worthless eater to me. I don't think that you deserve air to breathe if you're doing things like that. And when you think about it, it goes completely against God, completely against what God would want. We're not talking about the biblical God, okay, or the Abrahamic God. We're not talking about that particular God because that particular God, believes in something different. But I'm talking about the actual true God. You're living your life under the sun, communing with nature. You're raising your kids, you're not doing anything wrong. And then all of a sudden, somebody decides that they are going to disrupt your life, plot against you. This is one of the reasons why, one thing about me is that you would never catch me in a group chat, or I don't do groups anyway, okay, with a bunch of people. Mm-mm. You would never catch me in a group chat talking about what I am going to do to harm somebody that day. And they got slick because they try to talk about and justify what they're doing. They try to talk about that. They try to speak about the crimes that you supposedly committed that you never committed. So they're discussing this in this group because they believe that this is going to justify it. And see, they're communicating via electronic communication, text message, and all of that. There's a record of that. If they are ever caught or if they are ever prosecuted, they going straight to prison. It is against the law to conspire against a person. Conspiracy is illegal, it is a crime. Okay? So technically, you are the victim of a crime if somebody's doing that to you. Your family members that are getting together and doing that to you, some of y'all, it could be family. And the one thing that I see them doing a lot is trying to recreate the Bible, recreate hell, recreate it. But it's not an act of God, that's an act of man. Anytime somebody tries to emulate God or say that God led them to do something, no, that wasn't an act of God. That was an act of you. You made the decision to do that, not God. God had nothing to do with it. So that's when they're even more wrong. And it's nothing wrong with defending yourself. Okay. That's why I believe in cursing people. And I'm not talking about just a little curse, I'm talking about a big curse. Okay. And eventually, it's going to get them. Okay. Now, putting a curse on somebody is very different than practicing necromancy and conjuring spirit to do harm to that person. Okay. I believe in bringing harm to a person like that. And I have no empathy for them. I don't. Regardless to if it worked out, the fact that you're even doing it to begin with, you have been recognized as being a bad person, a sullied individual, and you need to get wrath. It doesn't matter whether or not that person was okay, whether or not they did okay or they survived it. You still had no right to do that, but you did it anyway. So for me, and this is the reason why people hire me, people, people, people hire me, people contact me to do that work on people. And the a conspirator that is in social media is only going to be a good actor. They're going to be able to act as though they're happy. They're going to act like they're happy, but in reality, they're miserable. They're popping pills. They're not happy. That's just like one of them is announcing, one of them right now is live right now. One of the co-conspirators that participated in a conspiracy against me, right? He is live right now trying to pretend as though he's celebrating his birthday. No, he's not celebrating his birthday. I'm gonna tell you something straight up and down. I fully intend to curse that dude. I'm glad I know his date of birth. I knew he was, I believe he's a Virgo or a Leo. I had to check it out. But I fully intend on cursing him and cursing. He's getting cursed. And he's already cursed, but he's trying to pretend as though, hey, I'm celebrating my birthday. You're not celebrating. You're no, you're not celebrating your birthday. In fact, you're miserable and you're able to pretend to be happy. You're acting and trying to pretend that it's all gravy. Okay. The way that you beat those people is by experiencing real joy and happiness. Who the hell wants to pretend to be happy? I for one don't want to pretend to be happy. I want to actually be happy, which I am. Okay, I got plenty of money. I have a website. I have bills. The sun came up today. I'm very blessed, very powerful. I can do whatever I want to do because I'm not a criminal. I ain't committed no crimes. I don't have no heaviness on my heart because I done did something I wasn't supposed to do. Is because I am one, and see, that's why I was saying I am 100% guilt free when it comes to witchcraft. I will never feel guilty for being a witch ever. So, and a lot of y'all witches need to know that. Y'all realize that Hecate is the queen of witches, queen of the crossroads. Okay, she's been coming into play a lot because she does not like what they do. And Hecate is extremely healing for the witches. She is. And she's the one that brings a lot of the healing that you need because you do need to heal. These people are throwing all, just their energy and their frequency, period, is very cantankerous, is very annoying, especially a lot of y'all, and a lot of y'all empaths. And a lot of us witches are empaths. It's a part of our instincts, right? It's a part of our gifts. It's a very important, integral part of our gifts. Okay. My spirits, as far as I'm concerned, if you was ever a part of a conspiracy against me, you ain't gonna never walk away from that until you admit to the wrongdoing, until you admit to it. You have to come clean about it. Otherwise, the person that you did the conspiracy against, especially me, don't ever do a conspiracy against a witch because she's going to torment you and curse you, not stalk you. No, I don't stalk you. You're cursed. I've had people accuse me of being a stalker. No, I'm not a stalker. I just cursed you. There's a difference. You're the stalker. I cursed you. You're cursed. And you're going to stay that way, probably for the rest of your life. Your whole life deserves to be cursed if you're stupid enough to get together and do a conspiracy against somebody that does harm to somebody. You know, if you, especially these people that are dumb enough to be running around here trying to affect somebody's income and reputation and social status. You don't deserve any happiness or grace or blessings. You deserve to suffer. And people need to stop being so lenient. People need to stop being so willing to carry on this Jesus personification as if you're supposed to be sacrificed for another. God don't like that. The real God would have let me tell y'all something. And I don't get involved with religion. But either Jesus was not actually the son of God, or that God was a psychopath, because there's no parent that's going to sacrifice their kid that loves them. Okay. So none of that part of it makes sense. But, I found that a lot of these religious nutcases run around here with conspiracies thinking that they're justified when they're not. Nobody has to be Jesus. Nobody has to be sacrificed for another. For what? That doesn't even make any sense. And so this is the kind of crap that they do. They're very delusional and they deserve to get what they get. And that's exactly what they get, which is nothing. They don't get, you can't ever, this is the whole thing. There are some people that are so deluded that a person can currently be committing a crime against them and they'll be like, I forgive you. I don't forgive any of the conspirers. In fact, it is in my mind that they lose constantly, and I'm the one that creates the reality around me, right? They lose constantly. They're very miserable constantly, and eventually they're going to have to go down. That's what creates the reality. Now, if somebody is in your face constantly every day, if somebody's doing that to you, are they not knocking on your door? They're knocking on your realm, on your door. So you control the outcome. When somebody's running up behind you, they're running into your lane, into your story. You control the outcome that happens to those people. Especially if you are an innocent person, pure of heart. Those people need to catch hell every day. I wouldn't let up on them. I wouldn't. I keep going with it. And every single day I would conjure my spirits against them and make sure that my spirits are on them. I would not be forgiving. I would not. And then the conspiracy that I went through, these people kind of want to say something, lie on me, do things to me, and then kind of fade into the darkness. No, let's bring it to light. I'm sorry, we have unfinished business. Have you admitted to the lies that you told? No. Have you admitted to what you did? No. Have you apologized to me? No. It ain't over then. I don't want it to be over. See, I don't want you to just walk away. I want you to stay right here so that I can give you my judgment. And what are you going to do? You don't have no power. What power do you have over me? None. You walked into my reality and tried to create a nightmare, and when I took control of it, now you're crying because you now have to do what I say. What I say goes because you stepped into my lane. And that's the reality of it. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a man. I don't even care if you're a child, right? You have that right. And it doesn't matter if they're men or if they're women or if they think that they're fucking, I don't, special or something. It doesn't matter how special they think they are. It just is what it is. This is the whole thing with this energy, with this full moon in, it's in Aquarius, ain't it? What do y'all think that Uranus teaches us? That's what Uranus is all about. It's all about the individual journey. It's almost equivalent. Aquarius is kind of like Mercury, only Aquarius has moons and Mercury doesn't. The energy of Mercury is that of individuality, personal power. So is the planet Uranus. And Uranus says that when somebody steps into your life, they step into your territory, whether or not you're renting, buying, borrowing, whatever it is, when they step into your realm, your thing, you have the right to do what you got to do, what thou wilt with that person. That's why I be telling people, Don't go around astral traveling to people. Anybody that's trying to astral travel to me, and they're not permitted, I have a trap for that. You will get trapped. Don't ever try to astral travel to me, especially if I don't like you. Now, if you somebody that ain't gonna do no harm to me, then I kind of still don't appreciate it. But people will try to trespass, and then when they trespass, and then when they get the shock of their life, they want to get mad if you've got hellhounds or dogs that are there to bite their leg off, right? That would be just like equivalent to somebody, to a robber or a burglar trying to trying to trespass on your property, and you got a big dog that mauls they asses, and they got the nerve to complain about it. Oh, I want to sue this person because I was creeping and prowling into their back door, and I didn't realize that they didn't have a dog, that they had a dog, and the dog mauled me and almost killed me. So now I'm going to play victim and try to act like I'm the victim when you shouldn't have been on that person's property in the first damn place. And we do got criminals out here that will try to sue the people, and they were trying to rob them. Is that justice? No. For somebody to break into your house and be mauled to death by a dog, or either shot by you, for people to go, oh my God, they didn't have to kill that person. What? And see, I don't play that when it comes to criminals. I ain't no criminal. I don't trespass on nobody. You trespass on somebody, you deserve everything that you get. There's no way that you should be given empathy. I don't know if this is a true story. I doubt it very seriously. But I was looking at this movie. I can't even think of the movie. It was a movie to where this lady was, it was just a random conversation she was having. And she was saying that her friend had somebody break into her house. The burglar tripped and fell and cut himself on a knife and tried to file charges against her friend. Yeah, no. Okay. So, and that's why I'm here for justice. A lot of y'all got people, and especially some of these people, especially women, it happens more to women. Why does it happen more to women? Why are you sitting around conspiring against women? What's up with the misogyny at its finest? What's going on with that? Is it because you think women are weak? You see what I'm saying? So, I fully intend, just FYI, guys, I fully intend to torment everybody that conspired against me for the rest of their lives, however long they're gonna live, which I don't believe is gonna be long. Um, I fully intend to torment those people daily until they admit to their lies. They're going to be tormented daily. There's not going to be any let up, any break until you admit it publicly and you apologize for what you did. I'm going to continue to torment you. I'm not going to stop. And that's the way that you should be. Admit that you lied, or I'm going to keep tormenting you. So maybe one day, instead of you faking like you're happy, you can actually be happy, because I'm going to keep my spirits on those people. And that's what they deserve. Because otherwise, guess what? It'll be worse. You don't look, listen, a person that is conspiring against another person does not deserve clarity. They don't deserve joy. They don't deserve happiness. They don't deserve to be lucid. They don't deserve those things. What they deserve is torment, pain, anxiety, and suffering every single day until they admit to what they did was wrong. Then maybe we'll let up. Otherwise, we're not going to let up. Does that make me a bad person? And then they want to come on here and say devil worshiper. Really? Well, you know what? I'm proud of who I am, hon. You are a bad person that deserve to be punished for what you did. You don't deserve no kind of happiness. You don't. So this is the reason why I'm going. This is the reason why it's gonna happen every single day. It's gonna happen every single day. It's and I don't even have to conjure it. It's just there until you admit that you lied on me, until you admit to your faults, until you stop trying to fight it. You can't fight justice. You were wrong. What are you fighting for? You were wrong for what you did out the gates. What are you arguing about it for? Just say, you know what? I was wrong as hell. Shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have been involved with it. But see, a lot of people like that, they're not going to admit to it, because then they would be admitting to an actual real crime. Well, you just going to have to face the music. If you admitting to what you did results in you doing a few years in prison, then so be it. Then so be it. You just, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't keep living like that. Because I got spirits that I can call that can really mess you up, like really mess you up. Like I'm talking about really mess these people up. So they better straighten up and fly right is what they better to do, because I'm not playing that. And we not gonna stop. And I don't have to sit over here and constantly be thinking about them. You think I gotta sit over here and constantly think about unpleasant people? No, look, y'all, I don't be thinking about these folk that conspired against me. I don't have to, but they think about me every single day, and they're tormented because you were wrong. Your own consciousness is going to do that. You know, your guilty conscious and projecting it to me ain't going to help. They just going to keep tormenting you. I'm telling you, I am not a Christian and I am not forgiving. And until you admit to what you did, we going to keep tormenting you every single day. And we not going to stop. Okay. And that's just the way that it is. If you have anybody carrying out a conspiracy against you, take it as a conspiracy. Don't ever minimize what somebody is doing out of pride. That's your pride talking. And sometimes pride is good, but sometimes pride is excessive. Don't ever, ever, ever minimize what somebody has done to you just for the sake of, you know, no. We're not gonna minimize it. We're gonna torment you every single day. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna tear you down. We're gonna torment you until you admit to it. And coming and going out there and lying to the police and lying all over the place, lying to the community, lying ain't gonna do you no good. You're gonna be tormented every single day. Okay. Anybody that carried out any kind of conspiracy or is currently participating in a conspiracy against Jamila is merely pretending to be happy. Those people are all miserable, trust me. They're going to stay that way. They're going to stay miserable every single day until they come clean about the situation. If they don't come clean, every single day is going to be hell and tormentia for you. Okay? And y'all be surprised at how common people commit conspiracy and fraud towards other people. Don't take that lightly. No, it ain't no joke. At the end of the day, you don't want to let that person steal your joy, but don't be goofy. Don't be goofy. Because do you hear me laughing? No. A lot of people think, oh, I'm a laugh and that's going to convince people. No, it's serious as a heart attack. I know a good joke. I like a good joke. Some shit ain't funny. It's inappropriate to laugh at it. It ain't nothing funny about a group of conspirators that are conspiring against somebody. That ain't nothing funny about that. And I'll never find it funny. In fact, I'm the only serious one that will bring hell and torment and bad juju into those people's lives every single day. And then once I'm done doing my work, I'm going to laugh at something that's really funny. I'm not going to laugh at some sick shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So people be like, "Oh, this is funny. Oh, I think this is so funny." Oh, you no you don't. You don't really think that's funny. You conjured up enough fakeness for you to come and try to pretend like everything is all good, and I know it ain't all good. I know exactly what my spirits will do to you every single day. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'm always be all right. That's the way you gotta be. That's just it. And if you got a group of spirits that don't produce that kind of result for you, then you on the wrong side. And that's why I don't contend with religion, because according to the Bible, it's okay for people to do stuff like that. That's why I don't contend with it. I'm not gonna. I wasn't born to suffer. What the hell? Like, what was that? What in the world? Okay, so yeah, just know that. Listen, a lot of people that maybe that might have went through what I went through are probably very afraid, scared, untrustworthy. You got to get that off of you and live life and don't worry about it. If you're not doing that, you need to come see me, because you have a life to live. You have a right. You have a divine right to your life, regardless if you a witch or not. Oh, I'm bad. They said I was bad because I was a witch. Really? What'd you do to anybody? Nothing. What well, what's the problem? And then Hecate is here to heal the witch's wounds, because they have wounded so many of us. I don't know why these people have such a problem with witches. And it ain't just witches, it's women, period. In fact, many of them, are part of their psychosis and that's their psychology, is that they hate children too. It's very bizarre. I don't I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? But yet they're always in environments where there's children present. Why are you there then? Go crawl down in a hole in the ground then. I'm pretty sure that there shouldn't be any children underground. I would hope not. If you know, go crawl in a hole in the underneath a rock somewhere then. Okay? I'm very protective over children. Okay, and so are my spirits. So I want people to realize that. And what my conspirators tried to do was they tried to assert their dominance over me using insults and curse words. That shit was funny to me. That was the funny part. Oh, okay, so you're dominant just because you called me a poopy face and a bitch and a hoe. Oh, I'm gonna have fun destroying your spirit. I'm gonna have fun destroying your soul with glee. With glee. That's a fact. Okay. Listen, and I'm the and this is business. This ain't even really personal. This is business. It's not, what are you taking it personal for? If I see somebody conspiring against somebody, I'm going to deploy my angels, that they do call them demons, but they're actually angels. I will deploy my angels to destroy that person's mind, body, and spirit. And then I'll have tea at lunchtime. What the hell? What what else am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to give a damn or have some kind of afterthought of those people? No, I'm not. Y'all, that why do y'all think people come to me to get work done? I don't do work against people that are innocent. No. I don't do black magic against people that are innocent. I do black magic against people that deserve it. The reason why, if I do black magic for you, you don't experience any backfiring or guilt is because I don't have any guilt whatsoever. I don't feel bad for those people. If those people are doing something to harm your life, your health, your children, and to harm innocent people, I am going to curse them with no guilt whatsoever or no empathy. I don't feel for you at all. I'm more concerned about the people that you tried to do harm to. Those are the people that I care about. That's where my empathy and sympathy is going, not on a person that is doing wrong. I will curse you and have no guilt whatsoever. Don't try to guilt trip me either, because I'm not gonna feel bad. Now that's pretty much a no-brainer. Whatever it is that my spirits decide to do to you, we're not gonna feel bad. That's it. I'm sorry. Like if you don't agree with that, then it must be something wrong with you. Why should you feel guilty for for destroying somebody that tried to destroy you and is actively still trying to do it? For me, it's gonna happen to you and never happen to me. That's how I am. I'm not the type of person to give a damn. Now, if I care about you and I love you, and you're not currently and actively participating in a conspiracy and all that stuff, then you good. But if you doing some shit like that, you and I see you doing it, and my spirit see you doing it through somebody else, they coming to get you. They coming to get you. Okay? And they not gonna let you. They not gonna. You gonna have to take me. I don't know what you gonna do. Okay, so and then it just is what it is. Okay, Maybe that's why that's why I make the big bucks, because I just don't give a damn. I really don't. Because a lot of times when you curse somebody, that's why everybody shouldn't be trying to do curses on people. When you curse somebody, you feel guilt. I don't feel guilt when I curse somebody, because I only curse people that deserve it. You cursed. I know you miserable. I know. I know you miserable. Deal with it. You shouldn't have did what you did. Have you told the truth? Nope. Have you came clean? Nope. Well, you're going to stay that way then. And posting in social media that your life, you living your best life, honey, we know that that's not the truth. And see, if you loved yourself more from the beginning, you would be able to live a happy life and truly be happy. And see, what I'm going to make sure of is that the people that they try to hurt truly are living happy lives while you suffer. That's a fact. Okay. So, anyway, happy full moon to you guys. If you don't know what a super moon is a moon that it's actually it's closer to Earth. Last night I was outside moon gazing. It was so beautiful. That moon was so big, and I looked up at it as I was doing ritual last night. And I looked up at it, and it's definitely a very large moon. Definitely, it just it's definitely bigger. Okay, than what a normal moon would be, and I think this is the first of four this year. Okay. So anyway, I gotta go because I'm getting ready for my ritual with the goddess and everything. And you guys are more than welcome to join. And then also, by the way, again, just a reminder, my readings are 50% off for the blue moon. I do that for y'all. Okay, because I know that the economy affects y'all and everything. So y'all can go to the website or either cash at me for your readings. Okay. And I'll get you scheduled. Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day, and I will be seeing y'all later. All right. Blessings. Bye.